committees, including those focused on hydrogen economy and circular economy. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor G.D. Yadav, and the title of his talk is Beyond Degrees, Creating a Culture of Research, Innovation and Technology Translation in Indian Academia. We welcome you, sir. Please, the stage is all yours.
Are you in a mood to listen to me?
Yes, sir, yes.
You know, in today's world,
पहला अपन रिकॉर्ड किया पूरा.
in today's world, in the classroom, the student's attention span is not more than 7 minutes. And with AI, etc., it has gone down. Correct? You can give 8 minutes to the student, provided the teacher is nicely dressed, or crack some jokes, or the network is off. That is the problem. Now, Professor Bakshi gave a brilliant lecture. He told you how to do things. He talked about pedagogy, student-centric learning, etc. So, I am going to talk. I wrote articles on this topic beyond degrees, because I hope most of your teachers, right? There's nobody as a student here who would like to be a teacher, all of your teachers. So you are much smarter than me. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get you engaged in my talk. Okay, so beyond degrees, can we create a culture of research, innovation and technology? Translation by doing research. One of the problems is, universities, you are all university teachers or college teachers? College teachers.
Some of school teachers.
School teachers also.
School teachers also.
School teachers also. I give value more to primary teachers.
Yeah. They also.
Professors, nobody cares. I'm telling you. Students don't care for the professors. Earlier they used to say, Guru hai, they will come and fall in your feet. These days, you walk, they don't give way towards colleges. That is the problem. Why it has happened? Because we are living in a materialistic world. So, yeah. So, historical perspective, that is our historical perspective, right? In Gurukul. And this name is given Gurukul, right? So, I thought I should include this slide, Gurukul. So, Gurukul, the teacher, the student, they sat below the tree, maybe in the ashram, and the teacher is speaking. They paid attention. And then they discussed, debated, right? So look at this. Now we also look at India at 47, Vikasit Bharat. Do you know what will be the population of India then? Do you have any idea? What will be the population? Any guess? Have some guess.
Highest.
No guess? 67? 100 times. 67. That, the projected population of India, believe me, all projections go wrong. All projections go wrong. So what projection I'm going to tell you now may go wrong. It is believed that there will be 167 crore people by 2047. Correct? And you have heard the gross enrollment ratio. By how many kids go to university and all. We say now it is 30%, 40%, 50%. In Finland it is 70%. Okay? In Korea it is much higher. So what is the reason for that? So let us discuss. We have to hide manufacturing 25%. You cannot live with ChatGPT. You require manufacturing, right? And that has to be smart manufacturing, not just ordinary manufacturing. Smart manufacturing. And so that has to be 25%. Auto sector 10%. Capital goes to 3%. 10% share in global services. And the service sector is supposed to be about 69 to 70%. Okay. Unless you are manufacturing, no, that service sector will not grow. So who creates that? And then look, pharma 500 billion. I wrote an article in a pharma journal, editorial, just last week it was published. What is going to happen to this pharma and biotech industry in 2047? Okay, what it could be and what we need to in India. Because remember, in 2047, there will be more people who will be nonagerians, centurions, octogenarians. The life expectancy is increasing day by day. In the year 1900, we had life expectancy. Can you imagine the life expectancy? What was the life expectancy? Females 43 years, males 38 years. Ladies always live longer. Now also, they are 73 years, male are 68 years in India.
64 years, 60 years.
And the rest of the world they are going. So in 2047, we will have more aged people. More aged people. There will be more lonely people. There will be more depressed people.
Like Japan.
Correct? There will be more depressed. Depression will be the biggest killer. Psychological problems. We have still conquered cancer. Alzheimer, Parkinson. Remember, although with knowledge, we will have predictive knowledge. So we can predict this is going to happen. For example, somebody can predict this kind of disease I am going to get. Can I get cure now? So one of my friends from Germany met me and he said, Dr. Yadav, I did my genome. We do Janmapatri here, like we match husband, wife, Janmapatri, horoscope.
Yeah.
That fellow said he did his genome for 100 euros. And what it showed? It showed that he will be blind within 5 years. That is what it showed, based on the genetic map. So he started taking medicines and he reversed it. So it is possible now by using so-called predictive things. So AI will be good for predictive things. AI cannot substitute in materials and energy. It will help in achieving better efficiency. Okay, so that is it. So pharma 500 billion labor force and increase female labor force to 50%. And I have my own take on that. I will show you little later. There are many ladies here in this group. There are maybe about 40%, right? Yeah, so I'll predict something for them. So India's GDP will be $30 trillion. Based on today's estimate, it could be 55. Of course, inflation we don't count. We think everything is stable. We believe everybody else will grow. We will be top 3. China, US and India. Correct? That is what is predicted. But it may go haywire. Another country growing in population is Nigeria. Next to that is Pakistan. So imagine what is going to happen to tomorrow's world. And what we expect, big cities may be dying very fast. That is going to happen in 2047. Downtown office buildings will become dysfunctional. So work from home started during this pandemic, correct? Yes. Many of these IT companies continued with that. Still people are 2-day or 3-day week because they could reduce the cost.
Yes.
So you also started with online class, right? Was it good? How many of you think online was good? It was bad. Online students copied, right? They could put the computer on, put on the picture, and go for roaming somewhere and come and then close it, right? That is what happened. Work from, this is COVID-19. So this, not a new idea, as information and ideas become mobile, this was predicted by Peter Drucker, the management guru, in 1998. And the satellite by Mr. Clark in 1945, he did not patent that idea. Okay? So all predictions go wrong. Bill Gates said in 1984, we will require 64 KB RAM. Now today a kid born yesterday doesn't accept a toy, right? Unless it is 10 GB. Right? It is not accepting that. So, and the US Patent Attorney General, the PO's Attorney General, I went there because I was inducted into their academy and my picture was there. I was very happy to see there. But actually, what he predicted, 1895, we should close down this office. There will not be anything new invented. That is what he said. That means all predictions go wrong. All three. Because technology, like he said, knowledge, that knowledge is pharma knowledge. In 73 days, pharmaceutical change everything. Okay? So yes, this is going to happen. So look at the previous issues and today's issues. They are related to life and death. Important. Survival and youth. That is what is carried from one generation to next generation. Right? We say, Jnanat Paramam Chakshu. Knowledge is the greater I. And today's word was energy, water, food, affordable healthcare, environment, AI, ML, ChatGPT. These are the words, right? And look, climate change, net zero, carbon footprint, sustainability, these are again new words. We discussed them. But what, because you are teachers, what are you supposed to do? Either you create new knowledge and disseminate that knowledge, give to your students, or go to the lab, do some experiment. That is what you will do, correct? And if you are just teaching, you have to find a new way of passing on the knowledge to the next generation, like he was telling. Your methodology must change, your pedagogy must change. Gone are the days when you have the same old notes for 23 years and you retired with those notes. Nothing new was added, these yellow pen notes, okay? So, what is going to happen? Now, net zero, energy security, material security, industry 6.0 plus, environment, food, employment, digital connectivity, instant communication, instant gratification, population and longevity, healthcare, new diseases, all this, and VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, and MR, right? All these things are going to be talked about every day. We will be having virtual girlfriends and boyfriends. If you don't like your wife, have a virtual girlfriend. No harm, right? This is going to happen because man's imagination, for that human being's imagination, is going beyond the boundaries. Whatever we do not anticipate or did not anticipate is happening now. Correct? So education, things are going to happen the same way. Your students may be smarter than you. Maybe they are more resourceful than you. The best thing for a teacher is to tell that I don't know. I will look at it. If you give a, excuse, the student catches you. They will never forget it. Correct? So these are the same. And so STEM and humanities. So this I prepared for both the reasons. Engineering is based on fundamentals of science. Engineering happens first and then science is looked to understand, like the rolling wheel, right? Man must have seen the stone is rolling. Then why not make it? Then he imagined, and then he made wheel. Then he made axle. Then he said 2 wheels. Then he said 4 wheels. Like, so this is what is happening. Progress happens. So even in science education or ordinary education, things are changing day by day, and we should be ready to adapt to those things. Nothing pure science, nothing pure engineering, multi-day classes. So now what I'm saying, so this I also said many times, but maybe I have a slide on that. I tell you what is going to be. The world is divided by wealth and poverty, health and sickness, food and hunger cannot long remain a stable place of civilization to thrive. And every day something new is happening. You never predicted what will happen today. 3 days back, nobody predicted India will create this problem. Right? Nobody imagined that, but it happened. It happened. So you can see that. So how higher education can come to rescue. So look at it. There are dramatic changes, grand challenges, unforeseen opportunities for higher education. Right? Higher education. And I think there are some school teachers also here. So for them also I will talk. Best thing is this. This is Susan Hopkins. She was the first president of MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Boston. Okay? Cambridge, the township is Cambridge. What did she say? Universities are the engines of economic growth. Economy is grown by education. There are 2 universities in the world, in USA, where 33% of the economic growth is because of those 2 universities. Right? And these are Stanford and MIT. Stanford and MIT. Their graduates have created 33% of America's wealth. So that means they must be thinking all the time. So economic growth, she said, the most successful, she generated $3 billion funds. What did she do? She did not say that I'm the best, MIT is the best. No, she said I must collaborate with others. So she went to all other, there are 32 universities in Boston. She went to all other universities and she said, let us collaborate and do something new. So you may be in the same city, same town, in our country, people are not ready to collaborate with their colleagues in the same department. Forget about cross department. And jealousy is the biggest problem in India. You are all laughing, am I right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, suppose you become successful, immediately they will say, hey, this guy, I'm also a professor, he is a professor, how come he's more successful? Maybe he was the minister. Right? They will attach motive to your success. In fact, I must say, and I wrote an article, your success can be your enemy. Your performance is your enemy. You perform better, everybody is your enemy. You don't have to fight with them. You don't have to fight with them. They will be your enemy. Correct? This is the problem, performance. So she did this. She was a medical doctor, but was the most successful president and the first woman president of America. And she said this. And she went beyond the brand. But what I'm trying to tell you, you may be a brand, maybe IIT or NIT or some central university or whatever. Don't go by the brand, go beyond that. Who creates the brand? Who creates the brand? So many people, right? The alumni, the teachers, the students, all other stakeholders. So yes. So this is where I will quote Swami Vivekananda. Uttishthata jagrita prapya varani bhodana. Rise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. That is what it is. Okay? Alright. So now, since Trump is in the news, I thought I will tell you something else also. Okay? Today is the VUCA world. That is volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous. That is VUCA world. See, he reduced the budget. He reduced the budget of the most of the universities and all that. But he has only a period of 4 years. But he can disrupt the world's economy. And we are facing the brunt, like tariff. There is no rationale in the tariff. These are all the, how do I know this number? Because I'm a fellow of this US Academy of Engineering, and the president wrote to all of us He said, these are the numbers from his letter. He said, this is what is happening to our country, and please meet your congressman, representative, and tell him that this budget should not be cut. This should not be cut. They wrote, that means intelligent people, members of this academy, highly intelligent people, many Nobel laureates and whatnot. He wrote to everybody, said, please. Now I am an Indian, so I cannot go and meet this thing. But this was general email he sent to everybody. So see, so my first suggestion to our government, Donald Trump blessing in disguise. Adversity, right? What my suggestion? Fast track appointments of qualified researchers aspiring returning from abroad, centrally funded institute in top 100 NRF ranked institutions through so-called provisions bypassing delays caused by procedure. That is my advice to our government. If they are coming, recruit them and then follow the procedure later on. They are already established, they were good there. China has already done that. China has opened up a policy. They say even they are asking Indians to come and work there. So why our government cannot do that? Our government can do that, right? And there are so many positions vacant, wherever college, university. If it is a state-funded institute, you are worse affected. States don't care for higher education. You agree with me? Many state-funded institutions, 60% vacancy. And then when the NRF ranking comes, they say, our university is not there in the ranking. First fill the position. Correct? You are laughing, madam, but did that happen to your university also? You are from which state you are? Goa. A small state, Pilu state. Why are they not filling the positions? No, it's the same in Maharashtra, same is Karnataka. All state universities are languishing because faculty positions are not filled. There are delays, inordinate delays. Can we not take lesson from this? We are very talented people who want to come back. Why are they not recruited? We should recruit them. So my first advice to the government is that recruit good people who are returning, and then you regularize them. Take 1 or 2 years, that is all right, but recruit them. This is second advice. Asking industries to recruit such talented people. Industry should come forward. In fact, my personal belief is that in future, government may withdraw from higher education, not because they don't have money. There are so many things. So industry should participate. And I'm saying the CSR, so-called corporate social responsibility, instead of 2%, make it 3% and give 1% to higher education. And in that 0.2%, I call a scheme called SIR, Students Internship Responsibility. Every student must have internship, paid internship, at least 5,000 rupees a month. Free internship has no value. He will come on the first day, come on the last day, take the certificate. He works so sincerely. Chuta certificate will be given. Correct? You know that. Unless the person is paid, he will not work. He will not be responsible. So this is what my advice. And the China had introduced this 1,000 scheme. You know what was the meaning of that? They wanted 1,000 Chinese to come back to China. And they said, you are in USA, what is your salary? Oh, $150,000. Okay, we'll give you come. What are the facilities? Okay, we'll give that. So all of them were ready to come. In fact, I am suggesting this openly. Semester system is the bad system. Semester system is not at all good for India. You know what happens? Semester system is 10 months, correct? What they do in the teacher appointment, they may appoint for 10 months only. 2 months go home. Students, during those 2 months, students are empty, enjoying smoking cigarette, daru and whatnot, everything. They all bad habits are developed during those 2 months. Because they are empty, they have nothing to do. Trimester, that is every 4 months the semester should change. we should follow trimester across the country. And why I tell you? The trimester means every alternate term the student goes to industry. He is paid internship. So he gets job. He becomes responsible. He earns his own salary and he can support his family. They will not advise. Trimester is big. I did it in 2 campuses. When the courses, much before NEP, those students, when the first batch came out, 20 of those students, they had 2 years experience, industrial experience in 6 different industries. 20 of them got full scholarship in USA for PhD. So what it means, and they got what was the stipend? 10,000 rupees to 30,000 rupees per month. When you earn your first salary, you become responsible. And during the first trimester, so what I did an integrated program, 15 trimester. First trimester the class was together, second trimester I broke it into 2 batches, 50-50. One batch went to industry, another remained in the class, and they alternated. And last 2, 14, 15, they came back. Actually, they were classmates only for 1 year. Other time they were rotating. What happens is that teachers can only teach for 8 months, 4 months they can do research or go to industry, have sabbatical, they can earn extra money. Otherwise, these contractual teachers don't get even 30,000. The drivers earn more than them. Correct?
Pathetic condition.
Am I telling you the truth?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So my solution is this: make trimester. Then you can, because you get 1 term. And since we are already adopted this flipped classroom or whatever online, we have so many religious holidays, you cannot cut them down, unfortunately. So that day, online, the lecture is recorded and the student can see. He can be sitting at home and watching them, right? And I will also tell you very interestingly, I had 32 classrooms in ICT Mumbai. I said all will be recording lecture. Now teachers are also ready. 2 teachers came to me, sir, how can we record my lecture? I said, madam, what happened to you? You cannot record my lecture. I said, did you invent this thing? You are teaching from some book in physics, right? Unless it is new knowledge, patented knowledge. No, I will record it. I tell you what happened. And there was biometry. Every student had to give biometry. And the professor had to give biometry. Very interesting. Professor opens the class with biometry. Students do biometry. So no problem. And they were recorded. So if the most of the students are coming from vernacular medium, they don't know English. They can't communicate with the teacher. So they are afraid of asking questions. So they can watch the video again because they are registered. Believe me, students don't want to do that. They say it is better to sit in the classroom rather than watching the video again. Right? That means, so they were more sincere. They liked the idea. But I tell you the interesting part of that. And I had an app on my mobile phone. I used to see who is doing where, what class. So once students came to me, say, sir, we have exam tomorrow. 50% portion is supposed to be what? But we had only 3 lectures out of 60. 30 lectures with 3. So they bring the professor to me. I asked him, I said, what happened? He said, no sir, I have taken lectures every day. I used to teach for 2 hours. Then I said, there must be a record now. So let me look at my mobile app. So I found actually I had taken only 3 lectures. He was telling a lie and the students proved that he is a liar. So I warned him, I said, this is not acceptable. You know what he said? Sir, my thumb is so smooth now, it doesn't give impressions. Gurukul hai Marathi. He said, Gurukul hai. I said, oh, right, is it okay? So I said, but I have this, internal verification. Then, I believe me. I know the teacher, can you believe in a government institute, but I followed all procedures, created a record, and I said, now you go home. So he said, no. So he brought his wife to me. I said, madam, your husband is not coming. He comes drunk. So what do I do with him? So at the most I can give him VRS. I gave him VRS and go home. That sent a very big signal to everyone. It is not acceptable. Teachers cannot be irresponsible. Teachers are supposed to be role models. Not only they should teach, but they should teach ethical values to the students. Moral values. That is what is the job of a teacher is. And you can always, and so like, if they participate, they exchange ideas, and students, then they can learn together. Okay, they can learn together. So that is it. And so you see, then actually this fellowship inspire and Ramanujan, etc., etc., etc. These are supposed to be pre-teaching, right? Assistant, associate. So all these fellows, when they came to ICT, I gave everybody PhD students. So my colleagues, some of my colleagues, sir, how can you give PhD students to this new fellow? I said, why not? How many I can guide? How many you can guide? They are enthusiastic. They want to be considered for permanent job. They will work sincerely. Actually, that was the case. But this other permanent faculty became jittery. They said they are temporary. Suppose they leave tomorrow. What happens? I said, what is the guarantee that you will not leave tomorrow? Can you give me writing that you will not leave tomorrow? And secondly, suppose somebody unfortunately dies. What do? We transfer that to them to somebody else. We should not stop that. We should encourage these youngsters. Believe me, and they were the most productive people. And I recruited them in the system. I recruited when there was vacancy. So I think we are only putting these restrictions, administrators, okay? And this is what I have said. Vacancies are everywhere, so government should thank Donald Trump and recruit all these guys who are coming back to India. You agree with me, Arvind? That is what it should be done, right? Because so many talented people are coming here. And there are our Indians. Okay, now, this also say, okay, and at the same time, because in DST, DBT, everywhere, we don't fund research which is risky. If the outcome is known, why fund that research? So quite fine idea. In fact, we should say, if your idea is going to fail, tell us which idea that is. We will give you money. Correct, because something else will come out of it. If the idea is going to fail, if the idea is going to say, then it is like A 1 plus 1. So this is what is, we have to take real. So this is another thing. So, okay, I will not talk on this, but okay. So this NRF ranking you saw, everybody is saying NRF ranking. Okay, universities, categories, everything. And since you are there, Professor, you know what is happening in all this thing. And what is the categories? Okay, look at this. Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra universities, those who are already there, they will get them. Right? The IITs will not go down. Central University, it is the state universities which should, their standards should be elevated. And that is where government should spend money. Right? They should not be compared with IITs. They should never be compared. We are making a mistake. Of course, there are different categories and all, but this is what is happening in this. So, publications and patents. So, because I am also editor-in-chief of one journal, I tell you how unethical people are. How unethical. We are war with Pakistan. I get a paper which is authored by Pakistani authors, Indian authors, Saudi Arabian, Azerbaijan, Russia, Kuwait. I said, we are fighting a war. How come this paper come up? When did they collaborate and how? Right? So what they are doing, they are giving friendship authorship. Okay, you quote my name, I will quote yours, we will increase the number. Okay, and all of them will acknowledge Saudi Arabia, deanship. because they will give money to you to put their names in the paper. Highly unethical. So I used to reject. I used to say this is unethical. Nobody ever contacted me. I can't believe it. Not even one author contacted me. I said, what is the genesis of this collaboration? For that, you have to be either on that campus. How is it? 7 or 8 different countries. Because in NRF ranking, we said multi-institutional authorship, we give marks. So they started doing it. So these unethical practices are done. And then in other case, all the paper director's name everybody puts. Director also doesn't know his name. I'm not joking. I'm not joking, it's a fact. Why are they? Because they want favor. If I put his name, he will promote me. So this value system we have not to talk to our students or our colleagues. Putting your name on somebody's paper, without having anything to do with that. So this is what is required. Teachers must be ethical. If you are author of that idea, you have done experiment, you put your name. So, I will not name the organization. Just day before yesterday, I was there and I saw the person is putting the name of the director. I asked him, did the director work on this? No, sir. So why did you put his name? Does he know that you have put his name? I'm telling you, sometimes the director doesn't know his colleague is doing it. And in all other places, acknowledge. Thanks are due to the Vice Chancellor for doing it. Vice Chancellor, why you thank that? That fellow is doing his job. Has he done something special for you? This is not taught in our academia. That is what I'm telling you. We have to teach our academia to be responsible, our colleagues to be responsible. That is what is not with me. So this is a KPMG score. I won't go. So now then. So the next question is, as far as teachers are concerned, as students are concerned, who will protect our interests? Students' interests must be protected by the professor, which whom he is working, the head of the department, right? Because they are our future, so their interests must be protected. Then of course, when somebody joins your institute, the first thing they ask, what is the job prospect? I will tell you one interesting aspect. Perhaps you don't know this. This year, 100 top students in JEE Advanced, 71 joined IIT Bombay. 71. All of them went to CSE, Computer Science Engineering. Does it mean all other engineering courses are bad? This is one. Then IIT Madras, they gave air ticket, hotel, and other students and their parents, they call to IIT Madras. What is the meaning of that? If the best of the institutions in the country are bribing the students, what are you giving them education? Why you can't call your, alumni? There are successful alumni in each and every branch, every institute. Call them, make them interact with the students, and tell the advance what is happening now. This is the problem. So this is not taught in the, and this must be the job of the head of the institute and the department head. That person must. So this is what is happening. And so who are the past students? Where are they? Any famous person? Yes, so these are questions. So I told you this already, but now my solution is what this is. My view. Manufacturing growth is 25%. I said service sector, CSR, I have already told you that, but I am telling. Free education for girls to PhD. Are class hands now I'm talking free education to girls. And why am I saying that? Because we discriminate girls in our country. We give better education to our sons, but not our daughters. We say, ये तो पराया धन है. Why educate? Husband will look at it. This is traditional viewpoint. Girls are married when they are of marriageable age. When they have free education, they will go to university because parents cannot stop them. Their marriageable wage will increase, automatically population will come down. And no mother under the sun will want her kid to be a dacoit or bandit or anything. She will say, my son or daughter should be the best. She will give the best education. That is my belief. But so girls' education, and in 2 generations, India will be really Vikasit. Really Vikasit. Because it does not mean all girls will become PhD. It means those who are capable will go for higher education. They will not be stopped at 10th or 12th or bachelor's or master's, right? That is the advantage of this, you know. So, and then the next Euro goal will be achieved, I say. Of course, this I will not talk about. I had some philosophy on that, but yes. So this is the Usha Meru program, you know that. You are already there. Pradhan Mantri Uchatar Shiksha Abhiman. And what I said that, you know, in this also, we should have major and minor. I say, Prime Minister sister, major, minor, 1 minor, 2 minor, designers degree. You like music and you are also science student. Do music, do science. Right? And online courses are allowed. So it is not you have to have expertise in your own college or university. So this can be done, okay? So Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, okay, this alliance, okay. So what is this? Strengthen, promote, encourage, advance, improve and support. And the Meru program, okay? So this is a very broad, this is a very good concept actually. This is a very good concept, okay? Model degree colleges and all those things are there. But Meru, they said, select state university to receive 100 crore each. But they should put a condition. Unless you fill in all your positions, we will not give you the grant. Government does not put the condition. Correct? Somebody has to run the program. No? Without the faculty, how can you run the program? So government should have a so-called rider there. Fill in all positions, there only I will give you grant. They will come running. Okay, that is what is required. And so there are many. I will not go into this, but I will give you something else. Okay. Now what has happened in economics? You see this. The Nobel Prize for Economics this year, this is, see, propositional and descriptive knowledge, this was innovation-driven economic growth. Okay, this is the first time they did it. So Indian academia, innovation, translation, job creation and startup culture. That must be done. And industry, I can assure you that if you have industry partners with you, right from the concept, then there is a chance of becoming successful, not otherwise. We say TRL level 3, 6, 7, 9. TRL level 3, you can do it in your lab, but beyond that, you have to go to the industry. And the industry is so-called Fraunhofer model in Germany, that is one of the best models. So listen, so we want multidisciplinary, auto-renewal, thousands. So the future lies in seamless fusion of fundamental applied sciences, engineering, technologies, humanities, enabled by multidisciplinary, multi-institutional, translational collaboration. So more than 1 or 2 universities, IITs or GOV can do this. I know I'm late. Everybody is looking at me. Right? So I'm going to stop. I have many slides and I can go on talking, but I'm not going to do. If you have any question, you can ask me. Yeah, you can ask me the question. I read your faces. I know that. I know that. So that's okay.
I request Dr. Arvind Ranade, Director, NIF DST, to felicitate Dr. Anil Sahitra Bude with a token of appreciation. Shri Shekhar Mande ji, Professor A.K. Bakshi, Dr. G.D. Yadav,